You got everything else right.
Small intestines, I was thinking. So,
Yeah,
like,
no, you were absolutely 100% right in reference to that. You just didn't say which factor
ah,
from your life events.
calcium. I can't remember.
What do
Calcium.
bones relate to?
Um, value? No, not value. What was it?
Close.
It's. Oh, I
It's
always have trouble with remembering bones. Yeah,
usefulness.
usefulness. That's it. Because
Yeah,
I always remember about old
it's so
age and
close. Yes,
osteoporosis and that
that's right.
sense of
Exactly.
yeah.
That's right. The bones in life relate to your ability, the usefulness of something, the ability of something to be useful. It relates to that, right? And it gets very interesting when you look at the fact that our immune system and our red blood cells and things, all that comes from the bones. When you understand red blood cells, what they're for, when you understand the immune system and that, you can understand why they come from the bones, right? Everything, basically everything comes out of that originally. Right?
Sure.
But anyway, now, but with it, yeah, in reference to the absorption of calcium, if a person is concerned that their events are not supplying them enough of the factor that they believe develops their usefulness, they will have struggled greatly to absorb calcium from their food.
It's amazing. So
So
specific. Yeah.
yeah, you can get very, very. I haven't done all the vitamins and minerals in there. I've
I was
done
gonna
a
say that
number
would
of the
be
ones I've had a chance to do. It's
right.
like another quick one, the mind body stuff. Vitamin D is a really big thing nowadays.
Huge, isn't it?
Do you want to know, as a naturopath many years ago, they never brought it up.
Yeah, right.
So what happened? They suddenly find a better way of testing it because it became the rage about 4 years ago.
Mm. Well, they
Okay.
actually did change the markers that doctors were checking for as well, but I do think
Okay.
it's a common issue as well in society. You don't have to look far to see that.
Yeah. In regards to it, I won't go into all the whys because I have to cover a few systems before you see this. But
Yeah.
this is a very common concern out there. I haven't mentioned it for a while, so I get my head around it. If a person is concerned that people are not being considered to be useful because they're not being seen often enough, meaning uh, they aren't having the attention on them. Many people
Mm.
believe that if the attention is on you, that must mean you're useful. And many people are concerned that not enough attention is being put on themselves or others in order for those people to feel valued, useful.
Hmm.
When that's an issue, your body will have trouble producing the vitamin D from the sun.
Mm. Yeah, I can see how it's common when I think about it. Yeah.
So that's the interesting thing about it. When it comes to vitamins and minerals and everything on those, and nutritionalists, they're not aware that there are specific thoughts that influence your ability to absorb. Here's another one. Yeah, not too long to go into it. All right, very quick, very, very, very quick. Iron deficiency.
Yep, another big one.
I got to
And
think of the easy. I got
a
to
lot
think of
of
the
my
quickest way to
viewers
do
here are
this.
actually like my channel's called The Plant-Based Coach because I eat a vegan diet and I talk about plant-based nutrition. And that's a common one people say is, oh, if you're a vegetarian, you're not going to get enough iron. Whereas I never have iron deficiency. So that's
Exactly.
to do with the way the
Now,
body's running, isn't it?
that's right. Now, in reference to the iron deficiency, what goes on there is iron is absorbed from the diet. Right? It's one of its roles. One major role is the red blood cells need it in order to be able to pick up the oxygen and carry the oxygen around to the various organs where it's used.
Mm.
Okay, easiest way of doing this. First off, air equals time. I haven't got time to go into explaining how and why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Air equals time. Now, the oxygen comes down through to the lungs. The red blood cell that's circulating around picks that oxygen up and takes it around to the organs. But to do that, it needs from the diet some iron. All of the organs in the body that need that oxygen, they relate to the different areas of your life.
Sure.
They're actually abilities, but we'll call them areas of life.
Yeah.
Okay, now say that you wanted to work on building a house. Fantastic. Now what I've got is I've got all the bricks there. I've got the windows. I've got the ceiling. I've got a whole lot of stuff there, right? But I've got to get to spend time there.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't get to spend time there, I can't build it. The oxygen getting to the different parts of your body would be like getting time to work on those areas of your life. So the part not mentioned yet is the iron factor. From our diet, we need to get the iron, as I said, right, to go to the red blood cell, to be picked up by that, to be taken around, to pick up the oxygen from the lungs, and to take that oxygen around. The iron relates to this. It relates to whatever it is we believe we've got to get from our life experiences, our life events, that will allow us to go and take advantage of the opportunity to spend time working on the area of your life. Now, I'll give you an example. Say a guy wants to work on a car. Fantastic. It's his weekend. He has the time. He's got the opportunity to spend time on it.
Okay.
But he's concerned that when he went to the auction, that machine that he wanted to buy, right, that he needed to use on his car, he couldn't get that machine out of the event of the auction.
Gotcha.
Hence, right, he couldn't take advantage of the opportunity to spend time working on his car. So let's do that simply. Anemia happens when a person is concerned about time. Meaning, or I'll put it another way, they're concerned that they can't get to spend time where they want to spend. They're concerned they can't get to work on that which they want to work on. But what they're thinking, the reason why I can't get to work on it, to spend time there, is because my events aren't giving me enough of the factor that allows me to spend time on it. The opportunity's there, but I'm not getting the factor. For many people, it's money.
Yeah,
Many
right.
people is, I'm not getting from my job, that event, the money that allows me, right, to take advantage of the opportunity to work on the area of life I wish to work on. So that sounds complex until you really understand it all, but that's a complex one. But it sees how you can start to put a few of things together. So if someone's anemic, straight away, I'll let you know, they are worrying about time. They're worrying about where they're spending time, and can they get to spend time on that which they want to spend on, but they're thinking, I can't because I'm not getting enough of the factor from my life events that will allow me to go and spend it there. They're saying the opportunity's there,
Sure.
but I don't have the factor that will allow me to spend it on it. Woo! Now,
Gotcha.
So, next thing I want to do about the mind-body connection is extremely important. It's this. Do you know that an organ can be a few things? A particular organ can go underfunction, it can go overfunction, it can get inflamed,
Yeah.
the immune system can attack it.
Yeah. Right.
Wow. It can become a benign tumor, or it can become a malignant one. So, that's the same organ. Meaning by that is, right, not only do we have the topic that makes it that organ that's targeted with the condition, there must be something else in our psychological realm that governs what type of condition that organ's got.
Yeah.
And it's this. The ability that matches that organ. If we are concerned that that ability, if we're concerned we don't have the ability, or we're losing the ability, the organ becomes degenerative.
Sure.
Right? If we believe that that ability, we need to use it more, right? It becomes overactive. Right? If we think we're using it too much too, it becomes overactive. Right? If we believe that it's in jeopardy, it's being threatened by something, and we need to protect that ability, the immune system gets very aggressive around it looking for threats, and it becomes inflamed. None of this takes away the germ theory. You literally will find that the germs that do that area are there.
Sure.
It doesn't take that around. It doesn't take that away. It actually, or viruses or anything. It literally, right, allows you to understand why that area of the body is running the way it is, and the viruses can get a hold on, the bacteria can get a hold on. It actually does what naturopathy says. Naturopathy says help the body to look after itself, allow it to function normally again. What we're doing here is literally addressing the things that's not allowing it to function and look after itself.
Yeah, I remember a naturopathic slogan. It's not the disease that matters, it's the terrain, the way the body's running.
Yes, it is the way the body's running. Now, there are diseases out there that literally can cut your head off, right?
Sure.
Meaning they are so strong they can overpower the body.
Yeah.
But natural therapy is about if you help the body to regain or maintain its own normal function, it's very resistant to a lot of stuff. Okay, the mind-body connection is a major component in reference to the mode, meaning the way the cells can run. Now, so that was the one about inflamed. Autoimmune happens when we believe that particular ability in life is our enemy. We believe it's our threat. We believe it's getting us into trouble. So whichever ability it is, that ability, if we believe it's the thing of why we got hurt, why we're in trouble, it's our enemy, the immune system will attack enemies.
Gotcha.
That's autoimmune.
Yeah.
If we believe we need more of that ability, more of it, not use it more of it, it becomes malignant.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. Back it up. It becomes, malignant means, no, it becomes benign, right?
Okay.
We get more of. Hear that, everyone? Benign. Yeah, I'm a bit benign in here at the moment. Benign, okay? The cells, they become more cells, but they are not malignant. They have no intention whatsoever on trying to interfere with other organs, spread to them.
Sure.
It's benign. We're just getting more of it because we believe we need more of that ability. What do you think an enlarged prostate is?
Enlarged prostate. What do I think
type
it
of
is?
thing you would do that?
What type of thinking? The prostate was about something to do with the gender role, wasn't it? The role of a male. Or
sexuality. Your ability to woo a partner, sexuality, well, all of that's up to sexuality of wooing partners, etc.
That's right.
That equals prostate and cervix. If a guy believes he needs more of whatever it is that he believes allows him to do that realm, he will end up with an enlarged prostate.
Okay.
That is not a cancer.
Yeah, right.
That is an enlarged prostate. The cells are multiplying. But what's malignant though? What is malignant? Do it this way. What is taking place physically in malignant cancer? What is taking place physically?
Well, it's not only multiplying, but moving to other areas, other organs.
Yes, it wants to invade other organs. It literally even heads to the ones it wants to invade.
So would you be concerned about needing more of that? Sorry. Are you going to correct me, sorry?
Yeah, I'm correcting you, all right. What do you think it means?
No, I mean, what? Fix it for me. I don't know how to say it properly.
You keep going. Have another shot.
So you've got...
They don't want more of it.
They don't? I thought they still wanted more of it as well.
No.
So they think it's affecting...
How many people have you been telling that to?
I haven't told anyone that one.
Beautiful.
Yeah, cancers, I don't think I've got my head around it 100% yet.
Okay, they don't want more of it. They think it's getting excessive.
It's getting excessive.
They believe that ability, for reasons, they have reasons why they believe that particular ability in life is getting excessive. It's not, but they believe it's getting excessive, that area of life. And they believe it's getting to the point that it's threatening to interfere with other aspects of life. They could be thinking this: the amount I think about it, the amount I'm worrying about it, the amount of time and effort and importance I'm putting on that area of life, I think it's getting to the point it's excessive, and I think it's interfering with da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, that makes sense. You could see how a guy could come to that conclusion about his efforts to woo a woman at the end of a relationship, or the later years of life. You know, I've spent all this time trying to impress my wife, and
that's right. They can get to the point where they believe that the sexuality area of life to do with wooing a partner and things like that, they can get to the point where they believe for reasons that aspect of life is excessive, and they believe that if they keep doing it or putting time, whatever, they can believe that it interferes with other aspects of life. And that could be their wife.
Sure.
They could be thinking, oh, she doesn't want it anymore, you know, and if I keep, if I keep thinking about it and I keep putting it on her, well, that might ruin the relationship. That's not good. That could be one way.
Sure.
Or they go the other way. See, there's other women I'm wooing over here. If I keep going for that, it's going to definitely ruin the relationship. There's many reasons.
Gotcha.
Right? Look, here's one. And remember, this applies to the cervix too, for girls. Right. Here's one that you weren't thinking. How about this for a topic? You know the question of how many partners have you had? I didn't ask you. Don't let me know, right? But how many partners you had? Right. There's a topic out there where some people can reach the conclusion of this. The amount that they're all worrying about how many partners I've had, or how many partners people have had, Right. Well, I reckon that they worry about it too much, and if they keep worrying about that aspect of sexuality, I believe it's going to interfere with other things.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
an example.
right.
I've seen quite a few girls come through who have had that, where they believe that the amount people are inquiring into how much sex you've had, now they're believing that it's excessive and they shouldn't worry about it. And if they do worry about it, it'll interfere.
Sure.
That's an example.
Yeah.
There are many various examples. As I go through the various examples of that topic, right, people clearly get to understand that condition, right? But cancer is when a person believes that a particular aspect of life, a particular ability in life, it actually is, right? They believe it's excessive, it's not, and they believe that it's threatening to interfere with another aspect of life, it's not. But their understanding of life is limited at the moment, right? They need to learn more, but due to that, they actually hold that view. What do you think bone cancer is? We covered bones before, didn't we, a little bit?
Yeah. So bones was to do with usefulness.
Yeah.
So if they have a concern that all the effort they've put into, no, their
very
concerns
good.
about having the ability to be useful was excessive, and now it's affecting other areas of life.
Yeah. How about we do an example? For many years, people can be growing up going, I've got to make sure I'm useful. Or I've got to make sure I'm standing by and doing what I believe is useful.
Yeah.
Right? And eventually, because they look, and they're happy with that, they want to do it, right? But eventually they can get to the point that what they're doing is looking at everything via that subject. And they can get to the point where they reach the view, they can even be just leaving work. At work, I had to make sure I was useful.
Yeah, I've seen
Right?
people like
and
that.
they can get to a time in their life, I've had enough of that. Right? They can get to a point that they see work through that topic and they eventually go, I don't have to work anymore. If I keep working, it's going to interfere with these other things I want to do. They can get to the point where they believe that the area of life to do with usefulness, they believe it's excessive and they believe it's now threatening to interfere with other areas of life. That's bone cancer. Point to understand is this. When someone says they've got cancer, or you hear someone's got cancer, you have to first work out what do they mean by it. Do they mean that it's the primary seat of the cancer, or do they mean it's where the cancer spread to? See, many people have a certain type of cancer and it spreads to the bones. That's not bone cancer. That's the cancer of the organ that the cells come from.
Sure.
Where those cells spread to, it might spread to the bone, but that's not bone cancer.
Gotcha.
That's still the cancer of whichever organ it was the cell came from.
Yep.
So what you need to understand is, say if a person had a cancer and it spread to bone, what's that person thinking? Apart from ouch.
Yeah. They are concerned about a particular ability being excessive and affecting other areas of their life, particularly it might be one to do with usefulness. Like
That's exactly what they're doing.
it'll
They're
affect the
thinking,
usefulness, yeah.
That's it. They believe that another area of life is excessive, and they believe it's getting to the point it's affecting their usefulness. Right. Liver cancer affecting bone. What's that one?
Okay, they'd have a concern about, how would I say? It's the ability to spot the detrimental factors of liver.
Yeah. Poor quality factors. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's become excessive.
They believe it is.
Yeah, and now it's starting to affect their ability to be useful.
That's right.
Right.
Liver cancer spreading to interfere with bone is when they're actually thinking, from years they've been all about, got to spot the bad things. Or they're thinking others, they're thinking, I'll do it to themselves first. They're thinking that the ability to identify the detrimental poor quality factors, they believe that it's got to the point of being so much emphasis on that, they believe it's now threatening their ability to go and be able to do that which they believe is useful, needed and useful. That's liver cancer spreading to bone. Now, they might be holding that view to someone else. They might be going, you see them over there, they're all worrying so much about what's good, what's bad, etc. Oh my God, they worry about it so much. I'll tell you, it'll get to the point they won't even be able to go and do the thing that they think is useful.
Ah, wow. Yeah, I can really see that.
Right?
Okay.
So they could be holding that view towards others. Now, big one, and you're going to say it, I am not. What do most people say life's about? I'm not saying it. I'm not out of here.
What do people say life is about?
What's that?
Getting it to go the way you want it to go. Or fun.
No. What's the biggest phrase out there where people say life's about? Life is about
I don't know. I've just gone blank, huh? Help me out here.
balance.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's so
Balance.
common. Balance. Yeah.
Where do they get that idea from? You know where they get the idea from?
Natural therapies? I don't know.
That too, but everything. Where it comes from is society believes in free will. Right. They believe that you could have chosen to have acted different at that moment. Right.
Yeah, sure.
Keep using that right. That's out of balance. No, it's not. Now, what happens is, because society believes that we could have chosen simply to have acted different. You still there? Yep, you are. Right. When society believes that we had choice, we could have chosen to have acted different at that moment. Well, we couldn't do. We had reasons governing us, so they're not going to look at the reasons.
Yeah, sure.
So because they're not going to look at the reasons, they don't see that life's about development. So what they do is they go, well, life must just be about balance. Not about growth and development. It's
Yeah.
about development, about balance. So what they do, right? There's been a massive increase in cancer
Yeah. And it's exponential.
over the last.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate to say how long. I shouldn't say exactly how, but a fair while, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and guess what's in line with that?
The emphasis.
Society being what?
The emphasis of society talking about balance in life and exercise and diet and
Yeah, we didn't do that. You know what we used to do? No, there's been cancer around for a long time, but
Sure.
go back a long time, it was very common for people to go, okay, well, whatever I'm working on.
yeah, right.
I've got to go and build a fence. I've got to fix the fence. Fence fell down the back paddock. Oh, that's what I'm doing, isn't it?
I guess we weren't trying to
They
juggle
weren't
as
going,
many
hey, you're not
things,
spending
were we?
time with your kids.
Yeah, yeah.
They go, no, I've got to fix the fence or we won't get the food. What are you doing? So what happened is they used to, it was very more common for people to actually turn around and go, whatever I've got to work on. That's how it is. I'll work on it.
Yeah.
Now they don't. They go, where's your life balance? Life's about balance. Everything's about balance. They must be all falling over.
Yeah.
They think life's about balance. Life has nothing to do with balance. Nothing. The human body shows us life's not about balance. What? They're all saying, look at the body, it's about balance. It's not about balance.
Yeah.
They say the autonomic nervous system, sympathetic, parasympathetic, goes like that. Must be a balance. No, balance is that. It goes like that.
For sure.
Balance is that, right?
Yeah.
The autonomic nervous system, you know what it's doing? It's taking care of priorities.
Sure.
Going, hey, he's running. Turn the digestive system down. Get the blood to his things.
Even the pH balance, it gets a lot of
Everything's balanced,
attention
and
now.
that is the most unbalanced thing you'll ever come across.
constant fluctuation.
It burns holes in things.
Yeah.
Balance. So what's going on is, right, they don't know what the word balance means. Everyone's been told about balance. So what are they going to do? They're going to stick at their guns. They go, nah, it's got to be balanced. I'm going to find out about it. Eventually they go, it's not, is it? No, it's not. The human body works by priority. It will run the system like that while that's needed, and it will stay like that for as long as it's needed. And it'll even stay like that until you die if that's what's needed. Mm-hmm. Right? It doesn't stay like that. We do not work by balance. We work by belief systems. Well, I don't know. You got kids? Here we find out, girls. You got kids?
Yeah, I've got a daughter. Yeah.
Okay.
Daughter.
Right. Now, it just says everything right, doesn't it? Okay. Now, so cute. Guys are cute too. Anyway, when it comes to, let's see. I'm going to do a test on you.
Sure.
You've been to work. You've been to work for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Long day.
That happens sometimes, yeah.
No, we'll flip it around then. You've been at home for 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And now you've gone to work. And you've been there 2 hours. Don't moz you, but you get a call from the school and your daughter's, she's fine, mate. She's fine, but she's had a little accident. And she's in hospital. And you go, no, I spent 12 hours with her last night. Only been here 2, work. No. Would you do that?
No, God, no.
No. So, what do you do?
It's not about balance. My priority
Yeah.
in that moment would definitely be my daughter.
Yeah. Save God's girls, he does it right every time.
Yeah.
Exactly. You didn't. Our belief systems are governed by priorities. They are not governed by balance.
Sure.
Okay? But cancer, one of the reasons why there's an increase in cancer is because of the increase in society's inclination to view everything by the subject of balance. Right? And balance means not one item, you're comparing a few, at least 2, and their relationship to each other, and how much one's getting compared to the other.
Sure. It's a much better way of
right?
saying it, actually.
Yeah, that's right. So instead of going, well, I'm actually over here doing this because that's actually important to me at the moment and a bit more important than that one because of reasons,
Yeah,
they go, even though they're going to be over there doing this one because that's what they believe needed, they're going,
sure.
but my life's out of balance.
Yes,
Even though
yes.
they're over there doing it for reasons, whatever that they're working on, they're my life's out of balance, and this is getting to the point it's excessive, and I think it's going to interfere with that, or interfere with this, or interfere with that, right?
Yeah.
Even though they're still working there because that's what they think they need to work on because that's what their priority's doing, but they go, no, 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 my life's out of balance, and this is interfering. The increase in cancer is society's increase in the concept that life is about balance. They have not put that in their research.
No,
You
absolutely.
start dropping that into research, you start to see a different thing altogether.
That's a good point.
Completely different.
That's a big problem with some of the researchers too. They look for, factors that people are sharing, like common, stresses, concerns, nutritional habits, but they never really
Yeah.
analyze the
They're not,
psychological.
yeah, because they don't know it yet. They're
Yeah.
out there trying to work on it, but remember, they can't do it yet.
Yeah, right.
They don't understand how to do it. They're doing the medical model. Doesn't do it. Doesn't work by the autonomic nervous system. Now, not how disease is caused. So, but out of it, they're looking at life through the subject of balance. That's where they're getting it wrong. Now, people go, yeah, but what do you mean? Well, right. How about leukemia? How about leukemia? For, there are different types of leukemia.
Yeah.
There are different types. I haven't actually done leukemia for a while, so got to tune it in. Right. There are different types of leukemia. Let's just do the very typical type of leukemia that children get, etc. That type, right?
Okay.
Not even giving it a proper name. That's terrible. Anyway, the immune system. What do you think the immune system relates to in life?
It's the defense mechanism.
Yeah. The ability to defend, the ability to protect. Okay. In leukemia, the bones are making, there's different types. We'll just do this one. It's making the white blood cells, but not, they're making too much of it, but they're immature and they're not doing their job. This is just one form of it, right, that I'm doing here, a simple one. We'll do another one in a moment and show you the difference. Right. What's going on in leukemia in that type, right? The bones are making too many immature white blood cells, and the white blood cells are basically ineffective, right? In life, it is very common for people to reach the opinion that the amount of protection people are either doing or need to do, they believe it's excessive and they believe it doesn't work anyway.
Right.
They believe it's ineffective. Right? That is what's behind a lot of the standard type leukemia, where they actually believe that the amount that we have to, that people are looking out for threats or have to fight threats or see things as a threat, they believe that the amount of it is excessive and immature and doesn't work. For example, the people being concerned, what happens today? Kids they're all tied up in cotton wool. Too much protection done. And that too much protection is, in the long run, it's ineffective and doesn't work anyway. Why? Because they can't protect themselves for anything, right? That's one way. That's an example of that topic where some people spit the dummy and they end up holding this view, that the amount of protection that's being done in society is excessive, doesn't work anyway, and it's counterproductive, right? And the way to remember that one is when they talk about the cotton wool syndrome, right? What's going on there is they're making a mistake. They're blaming the immune system. The immune system's getting a hammering, meaning it's blamed. See, what's going on in that problem there is they don't realize our beliefs govern our assessments, our so-called decisions, which are actually responses, right, are governed by our belief. They're not governed by the immune system. But what's happening is they're blaming the immune system. And they're saying the immune system, there's too much emphasis on it, and it's counterproductive. They're blaming it. They're not going, hey, the ability to protect's not the problem, it's fine. What you think is a threat, that's interesting. That's governed by your belief system. How much protection you think is needed is not governed by the immune system. It's governed by your beliefs. So rather than looking at people's beliefs to see how much they want to protect something or how much they're doing it, right? If they did that, they'd see why, and they could question that. But they don't. They blame the immune system, going, they're blaming the ability to protect, and they're saying it's excessive and it's counterproductive and doesn't work. They're blaming that ability to protect, right? And hence, our health mimics our beliefs. They believe that the ability to protect is excessive and counterproductive. So that's what happens to the immune system. We haven't said that. In the mind-body connection, our health mimics our conclusions.
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it, isn't it? Well, that is.
It's mimicking. That's right. Mimicking our beliefs. That's right. So what's going on, right, is that those people that are saying, "Oh, look, they focus too much on the ability to protect, and they're wrapping their kids up too much." What they should do is go, well, hang on, let's go and talk to the parents. Let's see why they're doing it. And then they'll see it's their belief system just governing why they're protecting, but the ability to protect is not making the parents do that. The ability to protect is not where the problem is.
Sure.
It's the belief systems of the parents that might. So, question that and have a conversation there. They might teach you something. But anyway, but we blame abilities. In the liver cancer one, we're blaming the ability to identify the poor building block. Right? Yeah. When that ability is fine, it's not the problem.
Absolutely.
What we believe is a poor building block or a good building block for development, that's governed by our beliefs. Not the ability to identify the detrimental one, what's good and bad. So what's going on is, because we're blaming abilities for people's actions rather than the beliefs people hold, the abilities is the topic, and hence the physiological process in the body that's affected. Now, so I'll just do another leukemia. Multiple myeloma, that's a leukemia. But what's going on there is the bones make a particular, I won't go into it, I think it's the beta cells, whatever, make a particular type of white blood cell. And what it does is, its job is to go out there and spot threats, etc., but they're holding the opinion that that particular type of protection is excessive, and guess what they think it's interfering with, because it's attacking the bone.
Yeah, it'd be to do with, the usefulness.
Yes. What they're doing in multiple myeloma, they believe that the amount that either themselves or someone else has to put into being able to look out for known threats, or actually in that one I think it's a little bit maybe just even before known threats, right? They believe that it's interfering with people's ability to go and do the things that they believe are needed and useful.
Amazing.
So this stuff in the mind-body thing, right, where we're at with it nowadays can get very, very specific. What do you... Exactly. I'm going to get into trouble here. What about FIMA? What about our rescue teams? What about our emergency departments? How they used to be able to go in there and do their job. Now they're going, oh, you better not do this, you better not do that, you got this ready, you got that ready, you got this done, you got this done, you got this done. Oh, man. Sure. All these factors are going to look out for so I don't get hurt, and this doesn't happen, and just, I can't even do what I thought was useful anymore.
Yeah.
Right? So in their type of leukemias, the ones where it's attacking the bone, when you get to understand this, you can literally see why you can get an epidemic of a particular type of leukemia within a certain field of work.
Yeah, isn't that true?
Right. So
beautiful.
The reason why I wanted to cover that is, not only do we have the particular ability in life that actually affects, that we can be concerned about, that affects a particular part of the body, we have particular concerns about that ability. We can think that it's not working, we can think that it's being threatened, we can think that it's overactive or underactive. That governs, right, what type of condition the particular organ gets. So mind-body stuff nowadays is well past where it was a long time ago.
Right.
You literally can see the human body, right? You can see life when you look at the human body. I look at anatomy and physiology, I see life. A person tells me which ability in life they're actually concerned about, I know exactly which part's being affected from it. But there's the other side, the lessons in wisdom.
I was about to mention that. One thing I found absolutely beautiful in reading your work So I try. It seems very complex hearing all this side of it and trying to understand the relation between the body and mind. When you look at the lessons in wisdom, it's just beautiful. I don't know.
They're lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. Let's in mind body stuff. I don't know if we got time. I don't know. Let's
Yeah,
do.
we're just hitting 2 hours, so we should probably wrap it up soon. But
Oh,
let's.
we should. No, we'll leave it. We'll leave it
I'll
another
probably just
time.
split the videos into maybe a couple of sections. So the conditions, and then the first part when we're talking about the
Yeah,
body mind.
yeah. It might be an idea with it. It's probably good. I was going to say that like the lessons for breast cancer. Do you want to know the lessons for breast cancer? Well, let's do the lessons for breast cancer.
For sure.
We
For
can't.
sure.
We can't. Right.
It's
First
a
off,
common one.
what? Yeah. First off, breast cancer. What's the role of the breast? Now, girls, watch him. What's the role of the breast?
We're going to talk
What are
about
they for?
boobs. All right. Well, they feed the child.
Very good.
So I think it has to do with the ability to provide. Is that right?
Events, yeah.
Yeah.
Events for others. That's right. Physically, the breast produce the milk, the food for the baby to grow. Food equals in life events. The breasts relate to the ability to prepare events for others, to prepare their experiences for them. Commonly viewed as a servant role. Your ability to run around and prepare events for others. That could be at home, getting the food ready, getting the holidays ready, getting the clothes ready. At work, getting the files ready for the boss. An entertainer, getting an experience ready for the audience. That ability to prepare events for others to grow from, right, equals breasts. Okay. Breast cancer happens when a person reaches the conclusion that the servant role, that one I'm talking about, they believe, for certain reasons, it's excessive. They believe it's getting to the point of interfering with other aspects of life. That is the cause of breast cancer. And that does not take away the fact that genes can be involved.
Sure.
Genes equal topics. They equal the actual abilities. So you can get that issue genetically, you can get it socially, etc. Right? Mm-hmm. So this doesn't take away genetics.
Yeah, I was going to mention genes. That's a good point.
That's right. So it happens. That's why guys can get it. Right? It happens when someone believes that the servant role, they believe that it can be getting to the point that it's excessive and interfering with other aspects of life. That doesn't mean you have to be a mother to get it. Right?
Sure.
Very important. Now, so what are the wonderful lessons for breast cancer? Wonderful lessons. Okay. When you understand that free will doesn't exist, when you understand that we have reasons for everything we do, that's why we psychoanalyze people, we find what those reasons are. When you understand that, you then get to understand that every action we ever do in our life, right, comes from our belief system. We had reasons for doing it. If we go to help someone else, we have reasons. We are looking after that which we believe is important. We have reasons why we're doing it. Now, so if you ever go to help someone, do something for them, for the boss, for things, have a look at why.
Sure.
Because that's why you do it. Because if you don't look at why, you will instead blame the ability to prepare events for others rather than your reasons for doing it.
Sure.
So that's like saying you're blaming the breasts,
Yep.
right, for the action, when it's your reasons for doing it. Next thing. So while you go and do something for someone else, you must understand you're doing it because you want to. You have reasons. But you've got to understand this too, right? While you're there doing that thing, preparing that thing, whatever it is you're doing for someone else, you are having your life experience. I keep looking over the little picture over here, me. Got to look here.
Yeah.
Right. You are having your life experiences.
Yeah.
There is not 1 second in your whole life that is not your event and your mind not receiving data. So whilst you're running around doing things for others because you actually want to for reasons, you are having your experiences. Now let's do the beautiful stuff. If you, for reasons, believe that, oh, this is one of these cases when I better go and do this other thing that I think is for me, right? The other one was for you too. You're doing it for reasons. But anyway,
Sure.
Say there's something you think, oh, now I'm going to do something for me. Right. You're still doing the servant role.
That's right.
We grow from our life experiences. You know what that means? That means that we grow from that which we see around us. That means while you go out to do that thing that you think is for you, people are watching. They're seeing you. You are an experience to them. You are still doing the servant role. So if you believe you should be able to go out and play, if you believe that when your kids get to your age that they should still feel like they can go out and play golf with the girls, right? And you believe that you should be able to go out and play golf with the girls, and you go out to play golf with the girls, you have your reasons why you think that's good and okay. You are still helping your kids to grow. You are the experience that they needed to see. You are still doing the servant role. There is no such thing as I versus them when it comes to the subject of, am I allowed to do my life or am I doing my life or theirs? Every action you ever do comes from your mind and you looking after that which you think is important. And while you're doing those actions, you are being an experience to someone else. Right? And while you're doing those actions, you too are receiving. Man, it makes a difference when you understand that you have reasons for why you do things.
Absolutely.
And when you understand, we grow from our life experiences. So if someone wants to recover from breast cancer, they have to reclaim the breasts. Meaning, the ability to do the servant role, what you believe the servant role is, that was never the problem. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
You have to reclaim that as being a wonderful part of life. It doesn't interfere with anything. It was receiving the blame. Right? So to recover from breast cancer, you have to reclaim that ability, that wonderful ability to prepare events for others. Okay? And realize it is not interfering with anything. Even thinking about it's a wonderful thing. If you find your mind thinking about the servant role, that's okay. It's not the stressful factor. It's a wonderful part. Right?
Sure.
But many people don't. They go, now I've got breast cancer, I've got to start thinking of me. Right? Not them. I've got to look after me first. That's not the way to go.
Yeah.
Many people go the other way. Now I've got breast cancer. Oh my God, I used to love to. No. I want to help others. In fact, I'm going to work on this breast cancer to help others. I'm going to teach them all about it. They just reclaim the servant role.
Sure. Absolutely.
Right? Now, that sounds like a mouthful. But the beauty in that is realizing that when you think you're doing something for yourself, you are still being an experience to others and helping to grow. When you think you're doing something for someone else, you are still having your experiences and you're still doing the action you wanted to. You have reasons why you're doing it for them. These are beautiful lessons. And the breasts actually think they are, because the breast goes, finally you're leaving me alone. Meaning you're not blaming me for how you're acting.
Yep.
These are big, big, big lessons.
Absolutely.
Woo. Anyway, that's probably about all we can cover in this session for the mind-body.
Sure.
But I hope what we've got across is a little bit of an understanding on the mind-body connection.
I think so.
And, and how the human body, right, is the same as a business. The human body is the same as life. We can get concerned about a particular aspect of life, an ability in life, and that concern, like to say stress can cause health conditions. Yes, that concern can affect a part of the body. But you don't fix that concern by going like this. I've worried about it too much, and I think I'm worrying about that much. It's going to interfere with other areas. No. Whatever the concern is, okay, you got a concern, that's okay. You know what you do? You seek help. Right? Whatever that thing is you're concerned about, it might match one of the abilities in the body. So what you do is you go, okay, if I'm spending time worrying about that, I must have reasons. What I need to do is look at why I'm worrying about it. And let's see if we can learn the lessons that neutralize that worry, because the lessons in wisdom neutralize the concerns toward the various areas of life. So what you do is, it's okay to have worries. It's okay to have concerns. What's interesting is have a look at that concern. And, right, it's amazing how you can learn lessons that neutralize that concern. Lessons in wisdom do that. They don't produce balance. They neutralize. They provide us with development in particular aspects of life. They actually represent our development. And they neutralize our concerns about that aspect of life. Just like the ability to prepare events for others. When you understand those lessons for it, that ability you see as a wonderful area of life, and it wasn't the concern. It wasn't the problem. It's a wonderful area. That's the difference. So there's quite a lot. That's what we've done now. I'll say this: we've done a little bit on the mind-body connection. See that? Very thick.
Yeah, I was about to say, Greg, like, clearly there's a lot to this, yeah?
There is a lot.
There's a lot of specific information about every single condition, and
Yep.
I've got one of your older versions of this book, and that the lessons of wisdom for how many diseases have you covered now?
There's about 100 in this one.
Yeah.
And that's covering mental health conditions and physical and anorexias and things and stuff and depression, a lot of psychosis and schizophrenia, and there's a lot of things in there. So what it is, right, is I'll just say this book, the first part, half of it or so, is in really explaining what life's about and stress and things like we covered from last week. But then it goes, okay, now you know that. Now we can actually work our way through the body and covers, quite a number of health conditions.
Yeah.
And what the lessons are. That's what that's about. But and they're available. But what I want to say is last week we gave reference to an audio program called the Relating to Life program.
Yeah, I did that program.
That is, right, extremely important. That one covers the stuff we did last week where it goes into explaining the cause and cure of stress, what life's about. It covers addictions. It covers, it is very much orientated towards mental health conditions, but it covers all those questions about what's a person's values measured by, what's the purpose of life, why life can't go wrong. All of those factors you need to know. And like I said, addictions and realms, it's massive. That is extremely important, to sit back and listen to an education on those realms. After that, you will have had so many of your questions answered. It's important.
Absolutely.
So they're both available from the website. Which
can't recommend them enough, Greg. Absolutely. I've got that book on my shelf, and whenever I'm thinking about something or I hear of someone with a problem, I look it up. I can look up the cause, psychological trigger for the disease. I can look at the lesson and wisdom. It's beautiful having that at home. And I learned everything from yours from doing that course and meeting you in person. So yeah, I can't recommend it enough. If anyone wants to learn more of what we've been talking about today, obviously Greg could go on for, I'd say, a couple of days straight trying to talk about all the stuff, but it is in those programs. Yeah. It's in the book. So if you want to learn more, there's great way.
As you learn the basics of it, it really isn't that hard to understand. It becomes very easy. I'm rushing here at the moment rather than just doing some basics. I think next week you put it down here for week 3, finding your life purpose and becoming a spiritual person.
Yeah.
I like, we'll talk about that next week. You worded it perfectly for it, but wait until they hear what we've got to say about it.
Yeah, I think it'll be very interesting. So
very, 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 I always say they're all very important. Very important.
Absolutely.
Okay, so better go. Thank you very much, Jay.
Thanks again, Greg, for your time. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. I look forward to next week.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.